have a leader in the international climate change movement that's here today, a friend of mine, and I'm very pleased to welcome the co-founder and U.S. campaign director of 350.org, Phil Yarno.
I'm super happy to be here in Albany. Just about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, we were in the same place for a big rally called Don't Frack New York. How many of y'all were here? Right. We're demanding that Governor Cuomo take the dangers of extreme energy seriously. And for nearly a year, and for a few years before that, with lots of blood, with lots of sweat and tears, and many, many close calls, we've held off fossil fuel company lobbyists and prevented millions of New Yorkers from enduring the polluted air, water, and atmosphere that will come with fracking. I'm happy to stand with you here again because a year free of fracking in this state is a good year. In many ways, though, this year has been a bad one too. Hurricane Sandy, fueled by Atlantic waters that were 5 degrees warmer than normal, caused billions of dollars in damage downstate and all across the state, in New Jersey and all across the tri-state area, and on the city I love and I call home, New York. Climate change isn't the future. The storm surges that destroyed homes and livelihoods, and the waves that washed into subway tunnels show that the climate has changed already. Last month, the global level of carbon dioxide hit 400 parts per million, way above what scientists say is the safe level of 350 parts per million. They should have called Hurricane Sandy Hurricane Exxon or Hurricane Chesapeake. You know the coal, oil, and gas companies are responsible for that 1 degree of warming that caused that hurricane. And that's why there's a growing movement to divest our pensions, our cities, our churches, our synagogues, our mosques, our museums, and our colleges from fossil fuel companies altogether. Because we shouldn't be profiting off a wrecking planet. I know there's some divestment folks out there. Can you make some noise? So when I hear Governor Cuomo talk about climate change with resignation, it makes me angry. Angry and determined. We can't let Governor Cuomo trade more Hurricane Sandys for a few thousand fracking wells that spew climate pollution into the atmosphere and into our communities. It's time for all of us to stand up and say, we're not drowning, we're fighting. Governor Cuomo, do the right thing. Open up New York to solar and wind, to geothermal and to tidal power, because we're not drowning, we're fighting.
So our next speaker not only envisions a renewable energy future for New York State, he has the science to get us there. A professor and a researcher at Stanford University Civil and Environmental Engineering School. He's the lead author on the peer-reviewed study detailing a plan for New York State to get to 100% renewable energy by 2030. Please welcome Dr. Mark C. Jacobson.
I want to tell you today why there's no technical or economic reason we need to continue with oil, gas, or coal. We have an alternative to that, and that's as clean as wind, water, and sunlight, or what we call WWS. So we envision converting the entire energy infrastructure of New York State, but also other states in the United States, and in fact the entire world, into an energy infrastructure driven by clean renewable energy and electricity and hydrogen. And for all purposes, that's electricity, transportation, heating and cooling, and industrial processes. For New York State, there are several benefits of this. Not only would this create jobs, on the order of around 60,000 permanent jobs, according to the study that we recently put out. These are permanent jobs, but also reduce air pollution mortality in New York State by about 4,000 people per year who prematurely die every year from air pollution. That translates into about $33 billion of cost to New York State, which is about 3% of the gross domestic product of the state. In addition, it would eliminate all from the state, which amounts to several $billions per year. And it would provide energy security and energy price stability. Just to give an example, we know from statistics in the United States, the 5 states with the highest percent of wind, which in their electric power grid, which are Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wyoming, the average price of electricity in those states went up over the last decade, only 2 cents a kilowatt hour. All the other states, which had much lower penetrations, went up 3.6 cents. In fact, Hawaii, its cost of electricity went up 17 cents a kilowatt hour. A lot of that's due to natural gas mining, the higher price of doing that over time, and transporting and using the fuel. Now, there are a lot of benefits in addition to job creation, improving revenue streams, reducing air pollution, and reducing climate impacts. Offshore wind in particular, which is part of this plan for New York. Offshore wind, in fact, a recent study we did found that large arrays of offshore wind turbines would dissipate hurricane intensity and storm surge by up to 70%. In addition to generating normal electric power from the east coast of the U.S. So there are additional benefits that people have not been considering of renewable energy sources. In New York State, there's plenty of solar, there's plenty of wind, and there's also a little bit of geothermal and enough hydroelectric. And it turns out when you combine all these resources together, you can make a reliable electric power grid. So reliability is always the issue with these renewables. And it turns out that it's actually reliable. So you combine these renewables together, on 99.99% of the time you can have a reliable grid. So again, just to reiterate, there is no reason, there's no economic and technical reason for it to continue with coal, gas, and oil. So last year, 50% of all new electric power in the United States was wind and solar. Wind actually was dominant over natural gas as the largest new source of electric power in the U.S. last year. But we need 100% wind and solar, geothermal, some hydro, 100% of that every year to change the energy infrastructure for all purposes. And this can be done by 2030, at least 80 to 85% of it by 2030 and 100% by 2050. If we start now, but if we delay, this will take too long, and we'll have a lot more consequences in terms of climate and air pollution. So the biggest obstacles, finally, are not technical or economic. They're really social and political. It is technologically and economically feasible to make this transition, but social and political obstacles remain. And so this is where you all come in. I think you want to pressure your representatives to really look at the science, because the science has been done and it's available, and there is a way to make a change, but it really requires action by all the people. Thank you very much.
I think it's just interesting to know that Mark was kind enough to come out, or Dr. Jameson, I should say, sorry, from California last night on a red eye. And it would really be nice, I think, if we started listening to the science. It's there. So I want to also mention, before we get to our next speaker, that Senator Gustavo Rivera is in the Capitol in a committee meeting, and he says that they can hear us. Good thing that we got going here. But I want to just also highlight that if he can hear us in some other part of the building, Guess who else has an office on the second floor? Turn it up! Governor Cuomo! Governor Cuomo! Governor Cuomo, can you hear us? Our next speaker is the co-founder of Sungevity and president of their board of directors. Please join me in welcoming Alex Kettle. Alex. Alex.
Thanks, David, and thanks everybody for being here. And I want to thank you guys. Thanks. In the green t-shirt with the sign that says, you can go ahead and falsifiers. That's genius. I was invited here, I think, speaking from the perspective of business on this topic of fracking. Not here? Great. So sort of a designated business perspective, I'm sort of a serial entrepreneur, which I think made me one of these job creators that was so fashionable for a minute there in the last election. I'm one of those people, I think. And from that perspective, I want to reinforce what Dr. Jacobson was just saying. We're not here just to say no to fracking. We're here to say yes to an alternative that is succeeding in the market today. It's better for business. It's better for, it's clearly better for our workers. It creates more jobs and more sustainable jobs without question. And obviously it's better for our communities and for our health and for the environment. And I want to start just from the perspective of common sense and just basic economics, okay? We all know that natural gas is a scarce, limited resource. And economics tells us that when you use a lot of a scarce resource, it becomes more expensive. Now it doesn't happen in a straight line, there are dips and there are spikes along the way. When you use a lot of a limited resource, it becomes more expensive. In the other corner, we got sunshine. So sunshine is free, it's free, it doesn't contaminate our water. It also turns out to be a limited renewable resource. And when you use a lot of a limited renewable resource, it gets cheaper as economies of scale. So on the one hand, you have the economics of scarcity. And on the other hand, you have the economics of abundance. And the choice that we face as citizens, as New York State, as a country, is we want to put our support behind an energy system that we know is inevitably becoming more expensive, or an energy system that we know is becoming less expensive and more competitive. This should not be a controversial question of economic policy. I just want to take it down one level to the level of what's actually happening in the energy business today. There's a lot of talk from the proponents of fracking about how fracking has reduced the cost of natural gas. And there's been some movement there. We'll give them that. In addition to the recession, lately it's going up, right? And the main point is the price of natural gas today is the same as it was 10 years ago. This is the big achievement. Let's compare that to solar. In that same time period, the cost of solar has gone down 90%. Tens of millions of Americans today, it is cheaper to get your electricity from solar panels on your roof than it is to get all your power from the grid. For tens of millions of people today, this is why we should have to be our solar bill. So, as a result of these dynamics and what's happening with prices and what's happening with the reduction in the cost of renewables, solar is the fastest growing major industry in the world today, period. You don't hear that.
Our next speaker is going to be the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi. Our next speaker is following in his grandfather's shoes by being a peaceful yet powerful force as a socio-political activist, offering much support to our movement. He is president of the Gandhi Worldwide Education Institute, and we are very grateful to have him with us here today. A warm welcome for Arun Gandhi.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to be here today to lend my voice to this wonderful group of people who are protesting. We have to make a much louder noise, a noise that will be heard not only in the New York State, but all over the country. I don't know if you are aware of this, but New York is synonymous with the United States. In many parts of the world, when you talk about being a US citizen, they say, oh, that's New York. So New York has a tremendous reputation. And Governor Cuomo is the governor of a very important state. A state that is not only important for the United States, but for all over the world. And they look for leadership from the state. They look to us to provide the leadership for the future. I have been going to India and studying this issue also. And I am surprised that uneducated women from the villages who have lived and grown up in poverty have been taught how to make solar panels and the entire system of electrification. And these women have gone out and electrified hundreds of villages in India. Not only that, but they also go to Africa and teach the poor women in Africa how to build solar panels and electrify their villages. So I don't understand why the most powerful state in the United States and the most powerful country in the world, the United States, is unable to use solar energy to electrify these countries. Our country has been hijacked. It's no longer a democracy, it's become a dollarcracy. We elect people in the hope that they will do what we want them to do, but they go and do what the big money wants them to do. So we have to take back our country. We want our country to be the image that we have created, not the image that big money has created. We don't want our country to be destroyed for profits. We want our country to remain for posterity. So I would urge Governor Cuomo, if he can hear me, to take a lesson from these poor, uneducated women in India and make the state of New York, the first state to use solar energy in the United States. And if we make a loud enough voice and to make the New York State the first state in the United States to use solar energy. Thank you.
So thank you so much. It's really an honor, I think, to have Arun here. And I want to just highlight a friend of ours just decided to stop by. Good friend of ours, Senator Tony Abella. Maybe somebody's heard of him? Tony Abella? He's right here. Let's give him some love. Of course, for those of you that don't know, he is the sponsor of the ban bill in the Senate. And he's gonna be speaking inside when we go in the Capitol at the end of the rally. So again, in a few moments, we are going to be doing some marching. We're going to come around the Capitol. We're going to make some noise. We're going to come back here, have a couple of songs or a song and a few more speakers. And then folks that are taking buses are going to cruise on the buses. Folks that can stay around, we're going to head into the Capitol. And Tony's going to be doing some speaking for us in there. But wait, before we get going on our march, is anyone familiar with the Pledge of Resistance? Has anyone signed the Pledge of Resistance to fracking? So we're going to recite the pledge right now. We're gonna bring out Sandra Steingraber again to assist in that. Arun Gandhi is gonna help facilitate it, and then we're all gonna take the pledge. And while we're doing this, Isaac from the Southern Tier here is gonna be circulated with these clipboards, and you can sign the pledge. So, with no more further ado, Sandra.
7,000 New Yorkers have now signed the pledge to resist fracking in New York. It's our plan B. We hope the governor joins us and leads us down the road to renewable energy. We also need to let him know our intention. We should make a different choice. And that intention would be to join together with others to engage in non-violent acts of protest, as our conscience leads us. And so the anti-fracking movement is the latest incarnation of a long human rights movement going back to Henry David Thoreau, to Mahatma Gandhi, to Martin Luther King Jr., to the abolitionists, to the women's rights movement. So we ask you to consider in your hearts if you're ready to make that commitment with us. If not, you can simply listen to us, recite the pledge, but if you are ready, we'll swear you in. And a lot of folks from New York Against Fracking and other groups will be circulating around with clipboards so you can get your signatures. And we take those signatures very seriously. If you should have to enact the pledge to resist fracking, it means that you have agreed to become latter-day Minutemen who would, at a moment's notice, would drop everything and come to a demonstration. All right, and with that, I bring you Arun Gandhi. Together in January, Arun and I delivered his pledge to resist fracking right to the governor's door. And our message said, the governor
industrial process with risks that include catastrophic and irremediable environmental damage. That these risks cannot be properly resolved, nor can they be mitigated through regulation by any government agency, let alone one that has polluted with the gas industry. Over the last 4 years, in creating rules that attempt to regulate fracking, environmental conservation have repeatedly turned a deaf ear to the petitions of New York's scientists, economists, medical professionals, and ordinary citizens who have tried again and again for 4 years and to little avail to alert the agency and Governor Cuomo to the many dangers that hydraulic fracking poses to our health, safety, property values, peace of mind, and to the climate itself. That it is wrong to shatter the bedrock of New York State and inject it with toxic chemicals.
And one more time. Hence, if Governor Cuomo permits high volume, horizontal, hydraulic fracking in any part of New York State, I pledge to join with others to engage in nonviolent acts of protest, including demonstrations and other nonviolent actions, as my conscience leads me. I make this pledge in order to prevent the destruction and poisoning of New York's water, air, and food systems on which life, health, and economic prosperity all depend, including that of future generations. You have now taken the pledge. I guess that makes us family in a certain way. So I just want to highlight, to go to the Don't Frack NY website, that's where the pledge lives. If you want to sign up, folks, to go there, you go to don'tfrackny.org. All right, so Renee.
How's everyone feeling? You guys are amazing. I'm proud to say this is
fighting for the right to keep clean water and make great beer. Omegang Brewery has been one of the fiercest forces in the business community to come out against fracking. And our next speaker, Larry Bennett, has been one of the lovable champions leading that charge. Please give a warm welcome to Larry Bennett.
Nice day for a cold beer, huh? My name's Larry Bennett. I represent Brewery Omegang in Cooper Sound. We have brewed beer in Cooper Sound for 15 years, and we want to brew beer for another 100 years. We think New York is a great place to do business, and we prove it because we're growing 20% every year. We think New York is a great place to locate business because we ship to 50 states and about 6 foreign countries. Yes, we say New York businesses to succeed in this new millennium need to be imaginative, sustainable, and responsible. We try very hard to be that. We also say fracking is unimaginative, unsustainable, irresponsible, and unspeakable. We and 1,080 other businesses in New York State say no fracking in New York. We sign a pledge saying that we don't want it, and we're on record. So that's 1,080 businesses thus far and growing. So I'm just going to rip through a few things here because we need to be quick. We say it's an outrage to tell us business growth must be based on fracking. We've proven otherwise. It's an outrage to ignore 1,000 businesses who've asked for a fracking ban. It's really an outrage to act as if business is only about profits, just profits, and everything else be out damned. It just isn't true. We're all part of the communities. And finally, it's an outrage that multinational gas companies think they have the right to pillage and plunder our resources and then ship the profits out of state. More specifically, it's an outrage to endanger the water of the 121 breweries currently operating in New York State. 121. It's an outrage to pollute the water of the 291 wineries and 61 cider mills currently operating in New York State. It's an outrage to contaminate the water of 63 cheeseries, 78 creameries. And it's an outrage to threaten the organic certifications of well over 100 organic farms operating in this state. Finally, it's an outrage to risk forever for 36,325 farm businesses that do $4.4 billion in businesses in a state every year. We also say it's an outrage to risk the $100 billion tourism industry in New York State. It's $100 billion. It's an outrage to abase the trillions of dollars of real estate value, farms, homes, and business buildings across the state. And then it's an outrage to pollute the literally invaluable rivers, lakes, reservoirs, and watersheds of New York. But here's the point. Finally, we say, join us in a newly launched statewide organization. That organization is called Businesses Against Fracking New York. You know, we can all be part of this solution. You all know people in businesses. You're involved in businesses yourselves. Get them to join us. Get us to help grow those 1,000 businesses already on record to 10,000 businesses. And then we'll have 10,000 businesses saying no fracking in New York, and Governor Cuomo has to listen to that. Thank
you. Thank you, Larry Bennett with Omegang Brewery, or Brewery Omegang rather. An amazing business that has recruited hundreds of businesses against fracking. And just to keep in mind, this part of steps. It's about what we need everyone to do when they go home after this rally. Are we all ready to take action? All right, that means, like Larry said, building up to 2,000 businesses, 3,000, 4,000, up to 10,000 businesses against fracking. So if you are a business owner, if you know other business owners, if you just have your favorite business that you go to, restaurants, anybody, we need, especially the farming industry, we need the wineries and the breweries. By the way, over half of New York State's wineries have signed on to a letter to Governor Cuomo for a ban on fracking. So go home. That's one of our next steps, is getting more businesses signed on to tell Governor Cuomo that fracking is bad for business. So we have a couple more speakers to talk about next steps and what they've been doing across the state and what you can help out with across the state on renewable energy. Jessica Azoulay has been a community organizer for 15 years, fighting in various movements for peace, economic justice, and the environment. She is currently an organizer for the Alliance for a Green Economy, which is a New York-based coalition of environmental and social justice organizations working for a carbon-free, nuclear-free future. Nuclear-free New York, specifically. Allison Rutherford is a renewable energy project manager and building analyst at TAG Mechanical in Central New York. Allison started as an environmental activist in college. She remained a passionate environmental advocate and opened her own father's eyes to the solution of renewable energy. An electrical engineer and a business owner, she inspired her father to start a renewable energy business and has helped him through every step of the way, becoming a renewable energy system design specialist and then a BPI certified building analyst. She's currently enrolled at SUNY ASF. I'm more than happy to announce Jessica Azoulay and Allison Rutherford.
Today is a beautiful day. Today we are saying no to fracking, no to the destruction of our environment. But we are more importantly saying yes. Yes to the idea that another way is possible, that another way is necessary. Yes to leaving fossil fuels in the ground because we do not need to burn them. Yes to harnessing the sun and the wind and renewing our economy with green jobs. Doesn't it feel great to say yes for a change? The Alliance for a Green Economy first came together to fight nuclear power plants in upstate New York, and that is a large part of the work that we do. But we are also fighting to ban fracking as a member of New Yorkers Against Fracking. And we are fighting for a 100% renewable energy system because we refuse to trade one dirty and dangerous fuel for another. We hope you will join with us, many other organizations throughout New York, and thousands of individuals in our campaign to create a publicly funded 100% renewable energy plan for our state. This plan would build on the important research that Mark Jacobson and his team have done. There are people circulating the crowd with postcard petitions that you can sign. You can install solar on your roof or push your local school district to install solar panels on school rooftops and save hundreds of thousands of dollars for the school system. You can lobby your state representatives and definitely call the governor and tell him you want renewable energy now. It doesn't matter how you get involved. It just matters that you do something to be part of this transition. It matters that we build a movement to let Albany know this transition is possible. This transition is necessary. This transition is now. Thank you.
Hello. I'd like to thank you all first for being here today. And I wanted to inform you all of the great strides that are happening towards renewable energy across the state. In Central New York, we at TAG Mechanical are installing the first municipal net zero building in the state of New York. It will consist of a geothermal system to provide the heating, cooling, and hot water, and a large solar PV system to provide all of the electricity before the village of Skaneateles Village Hall. We are also completing a net zero facility for business owner in Chittenango who will have geothermal, a large solar PV system so that all of the energy used on site will be produced on site. We have many residential customers with solar panels on their roofs and geothermal systems 8 feet beneath the ground because of the grants, the tax credits, leases, and loans that are available to make it a feasible investment with a great return. If you are a homeowner, please take advantage of the free home energy assessments that contractors throughout the state can perform for your home. This is another aspect of the work that we do that involves a health and safety inspection, ensuring no gas leaks or carbon monoxide in the house, as well as a full energy assessment with an insulation inspection and a blower door test to have a quantifiable leakage rate. Every recommendation that we make from this assessment will save you money and energy. Plus, there is incredible financing that the state offers, making it simple and affordable choice to be energy efficient. As we are all working very hard to ban hydrofracking in New York State, we can simultaneously be taking steps toward a clean energy future. It all starts with us. Let's be the change. Thank you.
Sun power now! Sun power now! Sun power now! Sun power now!
Sun power now! Thank you so much. That was great. So, our last speaker, Reverend Dr. Bill Levering, Vice President of the New York Council of Churches, is a faith leader against fracking. We're very, very happy to be joined by the New York Council of Churches.
Brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, it's at the end of a long day, but I am not here for a funeral. I am here for a baptism. I am here to tell you that we are charged up and commissioned for a great work that is ahead of us. This is the beginning of changing the world. People of faith are out there in communities of all different types because we believe in the foundations of what really is important. And this fracking explodes the foundations of who we are. We are gathered here as all sorts of different people to say that we stand for what is the foundation of what is most important. This is a political issue. It is about protecting our futures, but it is mostly a moral issue. It is about the common good. It is about protecting our futures. And the councils of churches throughout the state of New York are here at the public forum to say, no, this is not a good idea. This is not a helpful idea. This is not a moral idea. Psalm 11 verse 3 says, when the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? We can do a great deal. I urge you to act on your deepest held principles for the deepest parts of creation. I ask you to speak for the depth, to ask and to act for subterranean realities that are the very ground that we walk on. Say no to fracking. Amen.
We have another song coming up from Natalie, another song or two coming from Natalie Merchant.